Hello everyone. Hello everyone and welcome once again to Sports 24/7. I'm Abhishek Bide and today we have with us Pranav Ranade to discuss India versus Sri Lanka. The three ODIs and three T20s, these two short series are coming up. So firstly Pranav, uh, question which is in everyone's mind, you can say that what is the purpose of this series, because this series are first team is there in England, preparing for the test series against England, and this is a kind of, you can't call it a B team, but this is another second Indian team which has been put together, and they'll be playing three ODIs and three T20s in Sri Lanka. So what is the purpose of this tour? And secondly, are people sort of challenging each other for some spots in the World T20 squad?
Yes, I feel the purpose is to just get more options, Abhishek. I read that two of the selectors are going to Sri Lanka, so they are seriously scrutinizing this series. And I believe all these six matches will be very important for each and everyone because the head coach Rahul Dravid said that he is going to play all players. The players are all players are going to get at least one chance. So the that chance they have to see it as a golden opportunity and convert it into their best version. And as far as T20 series is concerned, it's important because it's just like a practice match or a practice series for the upcoming 2020 World Cup. Because we see that around 10 to 12 players are already fixed in the squad, but we see because of COVID, the squad strength is around 24, 25. So the selectors are looking for more options, particularly like Varun Chakravarti. So it's important. Series is pretty important for players like them. And honestly speaking, I don't see any importance of one day series, ODI series. But yes, T20 series is pretty important, and one day series is just to maybe give some game time for the youngsters.
Right, absolutely. So if we look at the squad now, actually, rather who is not there. So the guys who are playing in England, like Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, even definitely Ravindra Jadeja, Bumrah, Shami, these are pretty much 100% there for the T20 World Cup squad. So their position is secure now. In this Sri Lanka team, rather the Indian team which has gone to Sri Lanka, there are guys like Bhuvaneshwar Kumar who, if he's fit, he'll 99% be in the team. Then there is also Chehel, who's also usually there in the team. Shikhar Dhawan, Prithvi Shaw, they might be mostly their place is secured. But there are some guys like maybe Varun Chakravarti or even Rahul Cheher. So if we look at it from this first, let's start from the spin bowling point of view. Rahul Cheher, Kuldeep Yadav, and Yuzvendra Chahal. These are the three guys who will be competing for spots. Chahal mostly in. What do you think? Like, how do you see these three guys?
Yes. I feel this series is very important for Kuldeep Yadav, especially because we have seen in last almost 2.5 years, he has been kind of out of form, and neither Virat Kohli or the stand-in skipper Rohit Sharma, they are preferring Kuldeep. Chahal has always been the first choice, and they are seeing Varun Chakravarti as a mystery spinner. So I believe Chahal is the number one choice, and I just get an instinct that Varun Chakravarti is ahead in the race of Kuldeep Yadav. So especially for these two spinners, namely Varun and Kuldeep, this series is pretty important. Chahal's spot is almost 100% fixed, so there is no doubt in that. And he is also going to start most of the matches in the World Cup.
So there are these four spinners, as I mentioned. So Yuzvendra Chahal is pretty much confirmed. Varun Chakravarti, you said mystery spinner. Sometimes I wonder, it is a mystery to me that what is the mystery about his bowling, because when we watch him on TV, it's pretty much clear to us, like whether it's going to be a leg spin or an off spin. But yeah, as compared to other bowlers, we can call him mysterious. And then Kuldeep Yadav really is an enigma. Like when he's bowling well, he's difficult to pick. His wrong one is difficult to pick, but he's somehow not been able to land, consistently good deliveries in the right areas. So, do you think it's a confidence issue for Kuldeep?
Absolutely, because he's a wrist spinner, and we all know that they can bowl plenty of loose deliveries. Wrist spinners get wickets on loose deliveries, and they get hit out of the park for good deliveries. So
Right.
he hasn't been quite lucky, I would say, uh, in tests as well as in ODIs. He hasn't been given any extended run,
Right.
which he should have been given. So I'm hoping in next 6 games he at least gets 4 games to play, and I hope he proves his mettle and he gets selected in the World Cup squad.
And we have seen in the past as well, spinners and especially wrist spinners, leg spinners, or left arm leg spinner, which we call them Chinaman. They need confidence from the captain. They need a gutsy captain who's willing to go for runs in exchange for wickets. So Kuldeep maybe needs a little bit of that from Shikhar Dhawan, because Shikhar Dhawan will be leading the side. And Rahul Chahar, he's done really well for Mumbai Indians, and he seems to be, he doesn't flight the ball that much. He bowls kind of a flat trajectory, but he has good control over line and length, and his leg spinner turns decently. He has a decent googly as well. So you see him as a, not only for short term but a good prospect for long term for India.
Yes, at least for T20s. He has been consistent for Mumbai Indians. Uh, in the last 7 matches of the first half of the IPL, he hasn't been consistent enough. But he is going to get chances in this tour as well as the remaining matches of the IPL in UAE. So yes,
Right.
he is also knocking the doors. But I feel he is 1 or 2 steps behind Chahal, Varun Chakravarti, and Kuldeep in the race
Right.
at this moment.
Right, absolutely. Then moving on to the all-rounders, there are a couple of spin bowling all-rounders in the squad. There is Gautam, who's an off-spinner and hard-hitting batsman, and there is left-arm spinner, obviously Krunal Pandya, and he's a
Yes.
pretty good batsman as well. So there will be a competition among these two guys for that one spot.
I don't think so. Krunal Pandya's spot is almost fixed. He has performed pretty decently in the limited overs. In fact, he scored a great half century in the ODIs against England two
Yes,
three
yes,
months back.
right.
So his spot is almost fixed. And if you consider player like Gautam, they are only picked based on their IPL performance. So they still have a long way to go. I don't see any competition between Gautam and Krunal at this moment. Krunal is straight away going to get selected in the squad. Even if he fails in this tour, he's straight away going to get selected.
And for Gautam Pranav, actually, I really don't even remember seeing him perform that much in the IPL. So he's been bought for exorbitant prices in the auction, but I hardly remember one or two performances from him, bowling or batting wise. So he's just been paid for that potential, and now he's in the Indian team due to that potential as well. So let's see. I mean, hopefully he'll do well. Coming on to the fast bowlers, I think we have picked only three fast bowlers for this series. One is Navdeep Saini, and then there are a couple of swing bowlers. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, obviously the more experienced one, and there is Deepak Chair, who's kind of similar to Bhuvneshwar Kumar or Praveen Kumar. So, do you see Deepak or Navdeep in the World Cup squad, T20 World Cup?
Yeah. I don't see Navdeep Saini in the T20 World Cup squad. His fitness and his overall game has not been up to the mark in this last few months. But yes, Deepak Chahar and Bhuvaneshwar definitely are on the cards of getting the ticket for the World Cup. Deepak Chahar is in fact 2-3 steps ahead of Bhuvaneshwar at this moment, because we all know Bhuvaneshwar is his performance is subject to fitness, and Deepak Chahar seems to have confidence of Captain Kohli at this moment. So I think he might even start in the World Cup, I feel.
Right, it could be he's younger, fitter. He's currently in good form, good control, swings the ball both ways. So a lot of positives if you look at it that way. Then coming to the batsmen, well, apart from batsmen, there's one all-rounder, Hardik Pandya, but we don't really have any other like medium pace bowler and hard-hitting batsman kind of. There was Vijay, but now he's not in Vijay Shankar, but he's not
Yeah.
in good great form. So Hardik Pandya pretty much sure for the World Cup. He's has to, because his X factor coming down the order. He can hit sixes. That kind of a batsman. We don't have anyone else.
Absolutely. This series is just to oil his body and oil his bat. We can call this in layman terms.
Right,
So
right.
he
And
hasn't
hopefully
had
he stays fit.
yep he hasn't had much game time in last few months. So it's important for him to, even though he doesn't contribute great, uh, 20 smooth runs and maybe 2-3 overs without any injury,
Right.
that will pretty much satisfy him as well as the selectors.
Right. So the whole management, captain, even Virat Kohli will be watching from England, hoping everybody will be hoping that he doesn't get injured, stays fit. So yeah, let's hope for that. Then coming on to the batsmen now, Shikhar Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw, I think are pretty much slated to open the innings most of the time, unless after a few matches maybe somebody else could be given a chance. And then there are lots of batsmen like somebody like a Nitish Rana or Ruturaj Gaikwad. These guys, haven't played much for India or for them. Some of them it will be a debut. So how do you see them going? Because guys like Surya Kumar Yadav, he's pretty much certain. Even Manish Pandey, he's been an enigma, but management seems to be showing faith in him. So he seems to be, at least he'll be in the squad for T20 World Cup maybe. Or if he doesn't perform, he could be out. So how do you see these guys like Sanju Samson, Nitish Rana, Ishan Kishan, these guys?
I think selectors are looking at Ishan Kishan as an alternative to Rishabh Pant, and even they are also looking at another option of considering him as a pure batsman with Pant as keeper. So I think they are having faith in him. And considering Nitish Rana, he is purely picked on IPL performances. We have to check whether he is of the international caliber or not. And
Also,
player,
Pranav, fitness issue with Nitish Rana, he seems to have put on weight. We saw in the IPL.
yes, that's also another issue. And uh, also players like Dhawan and Shaw, I don't think their place is fixed in the World Cup spot. They both have to perform well. I think the selectors, management, and captain will be slightly leaning towards Prithvi Shaw, considering his age. And we also know our head coach and captain, they likes a flamboyant style, which Shaw possesses. So if he continues the same form of IPL, Prithvi Shaw will have an advantage over Shikhar Dhawan in case of World Cup spot selection.
And also, we just discussed earlier that Virat Kohli has said that he'll be opening the innings, and Rohit Sharma is also an opener. So, for openers, it is going to be a little bit difficult to get game time maybe in the World Cup unless somebody gets injured. So, these guys, and also I forgot to mention Devdutt Padikkal, he's also there in this Sri Lanka team. So,
Yeah,
he might get an opportunity to, showcase his talent, and he could sort of enter the team via the back door, kind of. So, there is, as you said, opener's place is not quite certain in the squad. So these guys will have to perform and prove their mettle, their form in this Sri Lanka series and then in the IPL as well, which is before the T20 World Cup. So last point, Pranav, we have a new coach, Rahul Dravid, who will be coaching the Indian team for the first time. He's been obviously involved in the India A setup and the under 19 setup, and we've seen the results he has shown, or the kind of grooming that has taken place for young guys like Prithvi Shaw and Shubman Gill and co. So, do you see this as a dress rehearsal sort of going forward in future? Do you think Rahul Dravid is set to take the reins of the Indian team, the senior Indian team, and Shikhar Dhawan as captain? He's towards the end of his career almost, we can say, but good opportunity for him. He's been a good servant of Indian cricket, so good opportunity to lead the team.
exactly. Let's speak of Shikhar Dhawan first. I just read he is only 23 runs short of 6,000 ODI runs. So that's a great achievement considering he didn't start in his early 20s or even his mid 20s. So that's
Right.
a pretty great achievement. And yes, Rahul Dravid, I think whole of the Indian nation wants Rahul Dravid to, be the head coach of the team. And even I think when Sachin Tendulkar, VVS Lakshman, and a company were there in the BCCI
Saurav Ganguly
committee.
was there in that committee. Yeah, these three
Yes.
guys were there.
Yes, I think they wanted Rahul Dravid to be the head coach. So most of the BCCI members want Rahul Dravid to be the coach of the gentlemen's team, A team. And I also read that Ravi Shastri's contract is expiring next year. So probably you also see Virat Kohli getting 34 years old next year. So maybe the management and the BCCI would be thinking of different combinations, different coach. So the immediate name which comes after Ravi Shastri is Rahul Dravid, and this is like a litmus test for him. Uh, he actually has to win 6 out of 6 matches, so that he just I don't even know whether he is interested to coach the main team for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line. He might just have agreed this on a short-term goal, just 2 weeks of international cricket. But we all are hoping that to see him as a head coach. We all know how great player he was, and he will definitely improve our Test cricket batting if he becomes head coach.
Absolutely. I hope that you're right. The only thing that you mentioned, so I'd just like to elaborate on that. When the new setup comes in, I think, and we all hope, and everybody has this feeling that there could be new captain also along with the new coach, because that combination has to work. We have seen with Anil Kumble, who took over, but somehow Virat Kohli, he has a lot of power in the current setup, so he gets along well with Ravi Shastri, and nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their own preferences, but as you said, Virat Kohli will be 34 next year in November. Now he'll be 33 in this November. So yes, there could be a new combination with coach and captain. And lastly, Pranav, it will be a little bit unfair, and it will be also Mr. Ranatunga will be extremely unhappy because we have not mentioned the Sri Lankan team. We are playing Sri Lanka, and does this really, like, the fact that we've been speaking for approx 10 minutes and we haven't even mentioned the Sri Lankan team, does this show where Sri Lankan cricket is at the moment?
It's unfortunate, isn't it? I mean, cricket is only played in hardly 10 to 12 nations, and we already have seen the downfall of West Indies team. We are witnessing the downfall of South African team, and
Yes,
now we are seeing the extreme turmoil in Sri Lankan team. They have the different issues, contract issues,
yes,
everything, and it's like three great cricketing nations are almost at a level of Afghanistan and Bangladesh now. So it's
right.
not good for the sport, and we are hoping that somehow this new Sri Lankan squad at least puts a decent fight. I don't see them winning any either of the series, either the ODI series or 2020 series. But it's really disappointing to see that 3 out of the 10 good Test cricket playing nations are in such a turmoil at this moment.
They have another yet another new captain. I don't know how many new captains they have had in the last 2 3 years. Maybe 10 or 12 guys have led them, and I think Dasun Shanaka, that's his name. I hope I'm saying it correctly, because Sri Lankan names, they can be really difficult to pronounce. So he'll be taking over. We wish him good luck, and we do want a good competitive strong Sri Lankan team as well. Pranav, I remember from 1996 onwards to around 2000 2001, India versus Sri Lanka used to be, actually Sri Lanka used to be favorite more than in the Indian team, and they really used to play well. Guys like Sanath Jayasuriya, of course, Arvinder De Silva is a legend. I still believe that he is Sri Lanka's best ever batsman, even above Jayawardene and Sangakkara. That's another debate for another day. But they had such players: Chaminda Vas, Muthaiya Muralidharan, Ranatunga himself, even though not that fit, but used to. He was a gutsy captain, really played well, made the most of his abilities. So we do want a strong Sri Lankan team. It's good for international cricket, as you mentioned, because very few countries play cricket at this level. So we do want a competitive pool, and we actually want new countries to, increase their level rather than the existing countries decreasing their level. So let's hope that Sri Lanka put up a good fight. And yes, thank you very much for joining me today. Tomorrow, the match is going to happen, the first ODI. So let's see. Let's hope for a good performance from both teams. And Harsha Bogle had said in his preview that India should be aiming at winning this 6-0. So no disrespect to the Sri Lankan team, but that's what the Indian team should be aiming for. That's what Harsha said. So let's see. And you guys watch our videos. I hope you like them. Do comment on our videos. We'd like to hear from you, hear your feedback, and do subscribe to our channel and keep watching. Stay safe and take care.